Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to Hollywood Hits. In today's video we are going to talk about how Mike Tyson spends his fortunes on his tigers. Before we start, hit that red subscribe button to avoid missing any amazing video from us. Mike Tyson is notorious for his extravagant spending, so it's no wonder that he spent thousands of dollars on Bengal tigers as pets. The former boxer is said to have spent $70,000 on each cat, plus far more on expenses to keep their personal living space and food costs up to date. Their annual food bill amounted to over $200,000. Each cat consumes an increase of 40 pounds of meat per day, so these felines are serious about their food. Tyson also paid $125,000 a year just for tiger camp with a professional coach. Mike described the incident in detail, claiming that a neighbor had leapt into his lawn and began to play with Kenya. However, because his tiger was unfamiliar with the lady, she attacked her. The woman attempted to sue the boxer-turned-entrepreneur, but the complaint was withdrawn after his lawyers discovered evidence showing the lady was at fault for jumping the barrier. Mike claims that he chose to give her $250,000, or what is because she was really effed up, and he was making lots of money at the time and felt horrible for her and the wounds she incurred. Mike ultimately had to give up the pricey pets since he was already in financial problems, and this costly solo project was making things worse. He starred alongside one of the felines in The Hangover before releasing them. Mike Tyson revealed the fate of his pet tiger, or at most one of them, during a 2019 social networking Q&A session with GQ Sport. She had to surrender the wild cat since she had lost her vision and power in her hips. "I used to keep a tiger as a pet. Kenya was her name, and she weighed roughly 550 pounds. I had a strong feeling towards her. I held her in my home, slept together with her, and fed her. She stayed with me the whole time. I probably had her for 16 years. She was a gigantic beast. You have no idea how big she is," Mike Tyson had stated previously. "I must get rid of her since she has grown too old. Her hip and eyes became a problem. She also took someone's arm off," Tyson went on. Mike Tyson's story about how he ended up with 3 tigers is equally exciting. Mike Tyson, per to his own story, bought them while they were young while jailed in the early 90s on sexual assault charges, which he still refuses. "It's a fascinating topic. At the time, I'm incarcerated. So I'm in jail and I'm speaking to my auto dealer about some vehicles that belong to a mutual buddy, and he's saying things like, if he doesn't repay for all these cars, I'm going to be selling these cars to someone and get a few horses." "What? You could get horses?" I asked, "and trade horses for vehicles?" "I'd probably purchase some horses as well because I own so many cars." "Yeah, guy, you can have cougars, lions, tigers," he replied. "You do?" I exclaimed. "Could you please let me have tigers?" "Think how cool it'd be," he continued. "Imagine that, guy. You'd go into an Aston Martin or a Ferrari," I said, because I owned a variety of beautiful vehicles. "Man, you'd get a tiger right beside you. That would be incredible," Mike Tyson stated. In 2005, Tyson announced his retirement from boxing. Ever since, he's been in a number of films, such as 2009's The Hangover. Hot Boxin' with Mike Tyson, his own podcast, has the former boxer pouring his soul into chats with fascinating brains, celebrities, and athletes in a room full with smoke. Since Tyson owns a marijuana farm, the podcast name makes perfect sense. Tyson has been one of the planet's most fearsome boxers, so it's no surprise he's drawn to one of the planet's most fierce creatures. Tyson, a major Joshua supporter, recently said that the new heavyweight champion ought to be careful not to create the same financial and behavioral mistakes he did in his reign. He has the appearance and delivers a lot of strong punches. However, he is under a great deal of stress. You do realize that the heavyweight title will drive people insane, right? It's like a thorny crown. Everyone wants to employ you in some capacity. In an interview with the BBC, Tyson stated, "This is like being president of the USA." The answer, as per Tyson, is to concentrate solely on boxing. Joshua also has to get the large head. He must concentrate on fighting. It's all downhill once you actually focus on money, females, or whatever else. You may do whatever you want after the conflict is over, whether it's religion or nothing at all. Let's see how he handles that," he said. Mike admits that keeping a wild creature like a big cat in his house was a mistake. Mike said, according to The Insider, in a live cast with musician Fat Joe, "I used to stay with them because I adored them. I'm just glad I taught myself, even if it was a little late. However, I was doing a blunder. I shouldn't have let them inside my home in the first place. I was wrong." Mike Tyson no longer owns tigers and has replaced them with a dog named Mars. That's all for today. What are your thoughts on the subject? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing video from us. Thanks for watching.